everyone. We are Group 4, Fauci Sus Spies, and Group 8, the Dream Team, and we have made a web page about allyship. And the Dream Team has made an infographic for our web page. And here is the Ally Project. Arming people with privilege to stand against injustice. Each website page is composed of resources that aim to educate about the basics of allyship from high school and college students from diverse backgrounds. We have included various resources rooted in scientific data to show you how you can get involved as well. Next, we have Diego with Listen.
Hello, my name is Diego Hernandez, and I will be presenting the Listen Like an Ally. Listen, help, repeat. By lending an ear, you can help those who want to be heard and helped. The first aspect of listening is to ensure comfort throughout the entire conversation. For someone to talk and open up, they have to be comfortable to do so. According to the Harvard Business Review, the effectiveness of the spoken word hinges not so much on how people talk as on how they listen. Conversations rely on people listening and comprehending on what the other is trying to say and portray. Another way in becoming a great listener is to channel your inner Curious George. What I mean by that is to ask questions. By asking questions, it shows you are interested in learning. Continue the conversation. By continuing the conversation, you get to gather more information about the other individual. Always keep the intention to the other person and contribute to the conversation. Make the conversation flow and comfortable. Be sure to stop and clarify. You want to make sure you are understanding the other person speaking. It is great to ask questions for clarification or to go into further detail. To avoid making a conversation awkward, stay engaged, add experiences you've had, or goals you have for the future.
So for my part of the page, I was step 2, so get educated. And the first page just shows a header with this cute image of people banding together. And so then on the next part of the page, I show a bunch of steps on how you can improve as an ally by educating yourself. So, and there's also a bunch of illustrations that are found on the internet, and just a bunch of tips that any ally can do to support communities and by learning more about communities. And yeah, and I also put in my own experience of how to educate myself as part of my allyship, and then I linked the sources below.
Hi, everyone. I am Alexa Brockway. The next step in working towards being an ally is getting involved. There are many different ways to help unique communities, such as subscribing to their email list, following their social media platforms, showing up for their events, monetary funding, verbal support, contacting government officials for change, etc. There's tons of other ways to get involved. These are just a few suggestions. Next is some example groups that you can support, such as BLM, the Trevor Project, Stop AAPI Hate, and the U.S. Campaign for Palestine Rights. Each organization is standing for a different group of marginalized individuals and have great messages. Lastly is a blog post from 2 individuals who have helped shape my opinion on how to be a good ally and how they have gotten involved in helping marginalized communities. And then finally, in my acknowledgements, I'd like to thank everyone for this amazing summer program and taking their time out of their day to mentor and teach me. Up next is Showing Up.
Hello, I'm Aya Farha, and I'll be discussing both the benefits and the importance of showing up to rallies, conventions, and protests. So in the past few years, especially the ones that we spent in quarantine, we've seen a surge in protests and other social movements, especially the notable BLM movement. So as part of allyship, it is important to show up to such events, whether you're part of the group in question or not, in order to show support, educate yourself, and spread awareness. So when wanting to help such groups, it's important to educate yourself beforehand, not only to give yourself background knowledge, but also to help stop the spread of misinformation that other sites could spread. So after doing so, you could attend various social events such as rallies, protests, or conventions to spread awareness and fight for those who need it. Several studies, including those from ACLED, confirm that protesting does work and the benefits of it are immeasurable. For instance, one of the studies says that there were at least 8,700 demonstrations in solidarity with the BLM movement. And so this shows that it helps to spark conversations all across the country and even the world just by protesting. And it is helpful. So remember to exercise your right that the Constitution does provide. So up next is welcoming discomfort.
Hello, Captain Ochoa, and the page I contributed is Welcoming Discomfort. Here we start off with a quote to introduce the topic. Discomfort is always a necessary part of enlightenment. And we scroll down to see what it means to welcome discomfort, which in short refers to welcoming experiences that will help grow a person's mindset. As we keep scrolling, a little more there. We're presented with some questions to start asking yourself when facing these experiences of discomfort that could help in, for example, knowing how to rationalize when someone challenges your point of view. Following. The theme is starting to get tied with the acceptance and support of marginalized groups, and as we keep scrolling, we start to wrap up and encourage readers to be open to change and growth, which is welcoming discomfort. Finally, I finished the page off with a simple self-evaluation to get the audience thinking about how often they welcome discomfort, if they hadn't started to reflect on it already. Thank you, and I'll leave the stage to our next page, Speak Up.
Hi, I'm Elsa Garrett, and my page is titled Intervention, How to Be an Ally, Not a Bystander. And I want to start with a quote, and it's, "The ultimate measure of a person is not where one stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." All right, so I start with a scenario, and it's basically just explaining a scenario of a biased comment being made, and in the rest of the article, I'll be explaining how to react to that comment. So the first thing that you need to do when you have to address a biased comment is to assess the environment. So in some environments, it's just not appropriate to address something. For example, if someone makes a biased remark during a board meeting, one shouldn't directly confront the comment, but speak to the individual after the meeting. So always find an appropriate time to speak. Never just neglect the comment, but make sure that you eventually come back to it. And then I have a little part of the scenario in brackets. The next thing that you need to do is remember the 3 Ds, which are direct, distract, and delegate. To direct, one must subtly change the topic of the conversation. To distract, quickly make a remark that is not related to the biased comment. And to delegate, ask a question to the person you are intervening on behalf of so they can have control of the conversation. And always make sure that it is your goal to change the conversation, to change the topic, just to make it known that the biased comment is not something that should have been said. And the next thing that you need to do is address the comment. So if the environment is suitable, the optimal mode of intervention is to directly address the biased fueled comment. And do this in a calm manner, because if you don't do that, it's contradicting the respect that you're trying to establish. And then I have another little part of the scenario in brackets. And always remember to be an ally, because that's someone who speaks up for another person's good, and always confront a comment when one is made. If you don't confront it, you are just being a bystander, and that is someone who does not say anything but just lets a situation happen. The world is in desperate need of further intervention, and bias-motivated hate incidents continue to grow in number every year, so all people must intervene. And then some statistics from the United States Department of Justice reported in 2019 include 7,103 single biased hate crime incidents and 211 multiple biased hate crime incidents. 57.6% of single biased incidents were motivated by race, ethnicity, ancestry, or bias. 20.1% were motivated by religion, and 16.7% were motivated by sexual orientation. 52.5% of offenders were white, 23.9% were Black or African American, and 14.6% race was unknown. Thank you, and the next page will be Speak Up.
Hello again, my name is Arye, and I will be talking about how to speak as an ally. Speaking out on an issue is crucial to moving to light. Avoiding silence as an ally is crucial to progression and peace. So as we scroll down, you can see a quote. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. When we have the opportunity and knowledge, it is our responsibility to communicate as allies. In order to be a good speaker, first learn to listen, then become educated on the specific issue. When you speak up, it is important to know when to listen and when to speak. In the case that you witness societal misconduct of any sort, the end goal should be to reach as many people's minds to pursue change. Now I should always be educated. And if we scroll down, we should meet further down, please. A study. Here's a study which was allies from different backgrounds. You can see the link to learn more, but here's a sneak peek of a quote, a sneak peek of a topic discussed about the importance of communication as an ally. For allies, honoring differences is an integral part of societal justice and therefore a moral imperative, especially for some, to the extent that they have unearned privileges in society. Research participants frame their ally identities largely in terms of social responsibility, doing the right thing, or being a good person. Audrey, for example, said, being an ally, really is about being compassionate and being a good person. It makes me feel good to be doing the right thing. And one way of doing the right thing is to speak out on these issues for marginalized communities. Thank you. Next up, we have donate.
Hi, my name is Pavani, and I'll be explaining how donations can help you be a better ally. Donations are extremely helpful to organizations because they can use them to reach their goal or allow them to continue advocating for their cause. There are many organizations to donate to, but I'll be highlighting 5 specific organizations today. The first one is Black Lives Matter. This organization was founded in 2013, and the goal is to make the world a place where Black lives are not systematically targeted through education, lobbying, and fundraising. Donations are used to help mobilize volunteers, aid Black people in need, and fund equity perspectives. The second organization is Equal Justice Initiative. This organization was founded in 1989 by Brian Stevenson. The Equal Justice Initiative has the goal to end mass incarceration, excessive punishment, challenge racial and economic injustice, and protect human rights in the United States. Donations are used to help aid this organization in sustaining its work in social reform. The next organization is the Trevor Project. This organization was founded in 1988 by the creators of the film Trevor. The Trevor Project provides suicide prevention and crisis intervention services to individuals who are under 25 years of age and who either identify in the LGBTQ community or are questioning if they do identify in that community. The Trevor Project uses donations to help support its mission of helping LGBTQ youth. The next organization is Stop AAPI Hate. This coalition was founded on March 19th, 2020, after the rapid increase of xenophobia due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The goal of the coalition is to track and respond to incidents of hate and violence against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the United States. The Stop AAPI Hate Coalition will use donations to continue its mission. Finally, the last organization is the National Women's Law Center. This center was founded in 1972 when secretaries working for a public interest law firm demanded better pay for women, equal work responsibilities, more female attorneys, and advancements for women's rights. The National Women's Law Center works for equality for all women. Donating will help the center continue its mission of ending gender inequality. Next, the Dream Team will explain their comic.
Hello, my name is Hasan, and the Dream Team and I will be showing some illustrations made to convey what it can take to be an ally. The first comic is centralized, standing up for others, while the second is centralized around education.
I'm Taylor, and I will be part of the Mad Karma comic.
I'm Sasha, and I will also be part of the Magic Karma comic as Peggy.
And I'm Surrey, and I'll also be part of the Magic Karma comic.
Hi, Peggy. How is your day going?
Great so far. Oh no, Kelly the bully is coming this way.
Haha, you look so ugly with the hijab on.
Do I really look ugly? Did you hear that? Kali called me ugly because I was wearing a hijab. I hate when she gets like that.
Nah, man, you look great. I'll take care of her. Poof. You think you see the truth? This is what you get for hurting Emily's feelings.
Hi, I'm Janet. In summary of Magic Karma, if your friend is being discriminated against or disrespected, stand up for them. Be like Peggy, who stands up for a friend when she is being disrespected. We all have within ourselves a sort of magic to evoke radical activism and solidarity like Peggy. We have the power to communicate with bullies respectfully about what they have done wrong.
Hi, my name is Zahir Damon, and I think our comic Magic Karma exemplifies how important it is to listen to what people of marginalized communities are saying. In this case, the woman with hijab on. Another step in being an ally is intervening by reassuring the woman with the hijab on that she looks great. And lastly, speaking up and telling Kelly that what she said was not okay.
Hi, I'm Katrina, and I'm part of the A New Ally.
Hi, I'm Andrea Ibarra, and I'm also part of the A New Ally comic.
Did you hear there is a protest for LGBTQ rights today? Do you want to join them?
Well, what are they protesting about?
They are fighting for equal representation in their community and broadly their rights to love and to be able to express themselves publicly.
Who tried to stop them from doing that?
The anti-LGBTQ people and others that think not understanding LGBT identities means no one should have the right to express them.
It's not fair. Everyone should have equal rights, including the people that are protesting now.
Exactly. So do you want to protest with them? Fight for justice?
But I'm not part of the LGBTQ community. Can I still join them?
Yes. There are many others who don't identify with the LGBTQ community that are protesting LGBTQ rights as we speak. The community welcomes allies.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go join them.
We are here.
Wow, everyone here is so energetic.
Love has no limits.
Free love.
So what do you think?
It's beautiful. Love has no limits.
Hi, my name is Nadia, and a few things that we wanted everyone to take away from our comic, A New Ally, is that Like the orange circle, allies should always come with an open mind and be willing to listen and learn. Some people may not be against the community, but they may not know enough about certain issues or how they can get involved. Educating others on current social justice issues is a vital part of progress. Since some people may have learned incorrect information, educators have to understand their perspectives as well. For example, one misconception may be that you have to be a part of that community to support, which is entirely false. You do not have to be LGBT to stand up for them and actively become an ally.
Our comic, A New Ally, illustrates the importance of educating yourself and others on the issues faced by marginalized communities. Also, getting involved and supporting these communities by attending rallies or protests is critical to spreading awareness about these issues and fighting for equality and justice.